Okay. All right. Oh yeah, that's very Asian-y. Very Asian-y. We are live all across the board. Let me adjust my camera. Okay. Cool. Go a little closer. All right. Do the lighting. Boom. Down. There we go. Music down. Live across the board. All right, here we go. Multi-stream number 27. Yeah, 27. Cool. All right, we are live. I upgraded my internet, so hopefully, it took effect. It looks green across the board. I see 0 drop frames, but it's just started, so we'll see how it goes. And like that. Okay. Like that. All right. So, today... okay, I look like... Nobody's watching. Okay. So, it looks like today... I'm going to move on to... Book 2, Mercenary Reincarnated as a Chef. I have the edits back from editor from Athon Books for the series, and I'm going to go through those today, knock them out. This also give me the chance to just turn music down a little bit. There we go, just like that. Give me a chance to reread the book, get familiar with it again, because... sometimes, sometimes, microphone, there we go, now we're cooking. Sometimes, you forget what you wrote. So I did this thing too, let me see, double checking, we good. Sorry, I'm just checking the streams, making sure they're working right. And it seems like they are. Okay, I think we're good. Yeah? Alright, cool. I think the internet's better. I think it's much better than it was. I think I have no drop frames yet, so we'll see. And my wife's home working too, so... Anyway, so the point was... Mercenary Reincarnated Book 2. If you've been watching the stream, Book 3 is what I've been writing, and I finished the other day. So I'm going to go... I did Book 1 yesterday, synopsis, quick read-through, and today I'm going to do Book 2, do the editing. What else? Then after that, edits and rewrites to Book 3, and then we're done, and September 1st, we're starting Book 6 of From Chef to Crafter Conqueror. What else? Writing tip. We do a writing tip every day. If you drink or smoke pot or drink booze, smoke pot or cigarettes, nicotine is a lot of people use nicotine as a nootropic, which Zins and stuff like that. I don't really. I was a smoker for 20 years, so I quit. So I don't try to not do it anymore. And I don't know about nicotine. I think it might be a crutch. I'm not sure. I haven't decided yet. Booze definitely is a crutch. It seems like you might be good writing on it, but I don't know. The editing the next day always seems rougher. Pot, ideas come. Marijuana, like if you want to do marijuana, like ideas are great, but the technical skills aren't there. So at the end of the day, they're all crutches. Coffee is a crutch, but without coffee, I feel like I don't know if I could function. So sugar's a crutch. Methylene blue's a crutch. Everything's a crutch. It just depends how you use it. It could be a crutch or a catalyst. Like if you smoke pot at night and you're really creative, you jot ideas down, then you're sober in the morning and you write, that might be better. Or maybe you're one of those people who writes really good messed up, which I was for a long time, I thought. Then I started writing less messed up, and it, I don't know. I guess it really depends. So I guess the tip is figure out what your personal comfort zone is and what you can do, and that'll help a lot. Don't rely on other people's other people's process. You find your own. That's a good tip. All right, so let's get started. 190 pages, 106,000 words. Oh yeah, so these weren't quite, well, you add all the, never mind. Anyway, 100,000 words plus 3,000 to 5,000 of different things, but anyway, not like story. Okay, so what else? I think I'm supposed to be doing something. Oh yeah. If you haven't and you would like to, check out my books on Amazon.com. Rathweg, Gabriel Rathweg. I Am Gamer series, From Chef to Crafter to Conqueror series, White Souls in Their Tragic Kingdom, and Warrior Academy will be back in October. I'll start re-releasing those. I pulled them from Amazon because I'm rewriting, editing, and combining and making them bigger books. And really, it's been almost 8 years since I released the first one. And I never did the series justice, so I'm pretty excited about it. So that'll be coming out, and yeah. Since I'm doing editing and the internet seems good, I'm not really reading or writing, like making things up. If anybody's in the chats, I'll check them periodically and see, talk, whatever. But then I'm just gonna kind of get going. Yeah, here we go. Mercenary Reincarnated Chef Book 2. Edited by Jacob Dunsky. He's dope editor. Also by Gabriel Rathweg. Earth Online, I Am Gamer, Tragic Kingdom, Warrior Academy, White Soul, From Chef to Captor Conqueror, and soon, Mercenary Reincarnated as a Chef. We need a page break here, so we need this. Boom. There we go. Okay. And here, insert page break. There we go. Oh, wait. There we go. Those were his suggestions. Did I miss any? Okay. Heading, font, bold. How do I approve it? Okay. That's why. There we go. Heading 1. Centered. Let's go 28. That's good. Okay. All right. Here we can do not heading 2, heading 1, emphasis. Bum-bum. Okay. Let's, yeah, it's good. Let's go down 1, 18. There we go. Bring this back. Mercenary Reincarnated Chef. Let's do heading centered. 28. Let's see if we can, yeah, here we go. This is the minutia, the boring part of editing. There we go. Here, let's do emphasis. No, let's do normal subtitle, title. Here, there we go. I don't know if I like that. Let's do heading 1. Yeah, that's good. Okay, and let's center. Yeah, okay. I like that. I like that. All right. That's Jacob. I love, so here it's that's funny. Check. All right. Yeah, restaurateur, he's right. Trash. Okay. And then let's take this and switch it to normal. 3, 2, 1. Title, subtitle, emphasis. And let's bring it to 20. Boom. Okay. There we go. Then cruising along. Let's go heading 1. Centered. Let's go 28. Okay. Book 2. Let's bring it down. Centered. Okay. And prologue. Prologue is... Looks like it is... We're going to leave it. I think he's got it as a heading. Okay, oh, that's what it is. Okay, way down. Look at all that red. Fuck. Okay, down. All right, here we go. Prologue. Here. Accept. All right. Going through. Okay, this book 2 starts off in the tower because at the end of book 1, they just started delving the tower, you know? Oof. Ooh. Gotta neck thing. So yeah, we're gonna keep going. Dire World. Yep, she finishes. Yeah, so they did the first level of the tower. Cave spiders was the tutorial. Let me get. Oh, you know what I wanted to do too? Here I did. Here it is. I wanted to go over this. So this is the plot. I had ChatGPT give me a quick synopsis of my story, and I thought that was pretty good. I read that the other day. But it also gave me a point-by-point list of issues with it, which I went through, and I said, okay, those are valid. But then I gave it book 2. This is this way it wanted to fix it, but I was like, yeah, whatever. But then I went and gave it book 2 and asked for a synopsis. And that synopsis is as follows. So for Mercenary Reincarnated Chef book 2, this is the ChatGPT synopsis. After surviving the tower's brutal tutorial, Diamond Lu, once the world's deadliest assassin, now reborn as a 15-year-old champion called Demon Rue, enters the first true floors of the tower with his companions, Blanca Fang the Direwolf, Ragnar the Griffin, and Diddy the Bonobo Prince. The group learns that teamwork, tactics, and trust are the only ways to survive the endless dangers within the tower, from venomous cave spiders to murderous goblin hordes. Lu's assassin instincts combine with his burgeoning culinary magic to carve a new reputation for himself, not only as a killer, but as a chef whose meals and creations empower his allies in ways no weapon ever could. Outside the tower, Lu grapples with the complexities of noble politics as Count Cerulean and his daughter Cecilia draw him into helter-skelter's high society. Lu finds... I used to hate when I was watching like Breaking Points and stuff, like Sagar. If you watch the news, Breaking Points, you would hear this. He always would do his like monologues and he would go... And I'd be like, it's so annoying. And here I am, being annoying. Anyway. Outside the tower, Lu grapples with the complexities of noble politics as Count Cerulean and his daughter Cecilia draw him into helter-skelter's high society. Lu finds himself torn between his mercenary instincts and his strange new role as a young man invited to balls, fitted for scandalous suits, and courted by nobles with motives of their own. Hormonal urges war with a mind that still remembers 53 years of bloodshed. As his magic evolves, revealing that created food sustains but never equals the richness of natural resources, Lu begins to understand the tower's deeper lesson. Real growth comes not from shortcuts, but from authenticity, creation, and connection. But gods are watching, enemies are scheming, and the tower will only grow deadlier the higher Lu climbs. So, that's a good synopsis of the story. I was like, yeah, shit. And the cool part is when you're writing something, sometimes you forget. You don't realize like the connections you're making and stuff. And sometimes it takes an outsider to show you them. And I was finishing book 3 and I was writing and I was like, holy shit, this is like an allegory for a lot of different tropes and things that people will notice. And I'm curious to see what when people read it, what the comments are. It's gonna be fun. So anyway, these are the inconsistencies it had from book 1. And so this is me I just did this because I finished the series. I'm curious to what ChatGPT had to say about the writing. And so it's taking the inconsistencies from book 1 and reading book 2 and seeing if I resolved any of them. So in book 1, the magic seemed overpowered, right? In book 2, it was addressed by creating food resources inferior to natural ones. Lack of hidden benefits sets up clear limits, restores tension. So that was me on my own not using this, right? Book 1, age and puberty conflict. Lu flipping between seasoned assassin and hormone-driven teen. Book 2 leans into this as a feature, showing his maturity as his soul fights against his hormones, so humor inner conflict. That's me as well. Third one, motivation shift. In book 1, Lu wanted peace, but was quickly back in conflict, right? Book 2, it's more balanced. He shows his frustration with fighting, but takes pride in being strategy and leadership. Combat is framed as a necessity rather than desire. There's the growth arc. And 4, power costs first limits. Book 1, it's unclear why Lu's abilities wouldn't trivialize his survival. But book 2 introduces rank ups, mana costs, resource trade-offs, making his progression more like a LitRPG climb instead of instant mastery. So there's the growth. That's the investiture for people to get invested in the character. In book 1, it was setting up the story. In book 2, you have the story set up, so now you want to get people invested in the characters. So here's the remaining issues it says it have. Okay. Tone jumps, comedy versus serious. I do that a lot. I jump back and forth. It's a music. That's just how I write. I don't care what anybody says. That's what I do. So it is. Death by Snoosu, fashion jokes, teenage hormones, sometimes undercuts life or death stakes. He's trimming or reframing as gallows humor. In my life personally, whenever serious situations arrive, my friends, coworkers, when I was in the military, whatever, we joke about it in whatever fashion because that's how you deal with a lot of like difficult things. It's called gallows humor, black humor, dark humor, whatever. But I don't think I need to go to the extent to explain it to people the way some people suggest. I don't write down to the dumbest reader. I write to myself, and if I can understand it, then it's fine. And hey, fuck everybody else. Age gap romance. Yeah, this is a thing. Lu is mentally 53, but physically 15, escorting a 17-year-old noble to the ball. Text acknowledges this awkwardness, but readers may still find it ethically murky. Needs clear internal boundaries. We're framing as mentorship, political line instead of romance. This is the whole point. It's a gray area, and as in, I do not approve of older people with younger people under the age of consent. I just don't. It's one of my biggest problems with a few religions out there. But this is a physical with a mental issue. That's the gray area. That's where the conflict arises. So what's the conflict? I don't know. Is it ethical? Is it morally balanced? Who knows? In the story they say it's fine, but just because the conflict here is just because everybody else says okay doesn't mean. And if you don't say it's okay, you don't have to follow the crowd, or do you? People will interpret that their own way. Book 1 hinged on Azrael forcing Lu in the tower. Book 2 largely drops her without reminders of her role. Readers may forget why Lu is bound to this destiny. Needs her present, even if just cryptic visions or system messages. We'll look through, but I'm pretty sure I have her in there, and it's a thing. So there's a couple things where she's in there. In book 3, it makes it more. But so we'll see. The Goblin convenient victories. Goblin battle is executed flawlessly with minimal injuries. For tension, add unpredictability, a wound, a mistake, or unexpected complication. Yeah, that happens later on. This is interesting. I like to see it because I haven't read book 3 yet. Identity names. Lu is called Diamond Lu, Demon Ru, and sometimes just Lu. Readers may be confused. Yeah, needs consistency. That's on purpose. It's meant to be it's deliberately meant to be up to interpretation and confusion. That's the whole point. That's the whole point. And hey, people may not like it. That's my choice as an artist. So after today, I'm going to after I finish book 2, I'm going to go in and do book 3, do the edits, and then I'm going to try to fill any plot holes there are left, So, back to el buco, el libro. There we go. Okay, So they finish tutorial. They're all back, and they're like, "Hey, do you want to go to the next floor of the tower?" Making connect, making the suggestions. Okay, here, Diddy's the only one that gets hurt, so they're all kind of make fun of him, but they're like, "Hey, you want to do the next one?" And they're like, "Yeah, let's go." And so yeah, they're like, "Let's go." Looking good, cruising through. This is a thing between my friends and I when we played D&D when we were kids. When you're in a dungeon, always go schleft. Always pick to the left, because whenever you go right, you always die. So we always call it schleft. Which way do you want to go? Schleft. That's like a thing for friends of mine, you know. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Bum 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 bum. Here we go, here we go. Alright, so they choose to go into the next floor, and this is them going to the next floor and walking through it as a dungeon cave system, and they're going through the cave system. Okay, okay. Jakub. I believe Jacob is from Poland. Yeah, he's a cool dude. He's a funny guy. I like him. He's a solid dude. Solid editor. Funny dude. Okay, I need this because I was going to add some of these. I wanted to add these to my other document where I can reference them for book 3 when I add the LitRPG data, so I can make sure everything in the format is consistent. So these, they're about to fight the goblins. This is a little goblin info thing, info screen that pops up for them. It's an old joke, death by snoo. It's like a plane crashes in this jungle island, and the islanders take the pilot and co-pilot prisoner, and they're like, "Hey, death or snoo," and the first guy goes death, or he goes snoo, and they fuck him in the butt till death. And then the other guy goes death, and they go, "Okay, death by snoo." It's like it's an old joke. Old joke. And this is the 42 Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy reference. What is the meaning of life? And the answer's 42. And they're like, "Well, that's the answer. Well, what's the question?" And so they build a whole computer to find the question. It's kind of funny. If you've never read it, I highly recommend Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, because classic, amazing science fiction. Calling it classic is crazy because like came out when I was a kid, and that just shows how old I am. Now I'm saying I have to make this screen bigger because my old ass is fucking blind. Okay, so they beat all the goblins up. Lou uses his weapons from his Nightwalker's array of tools of the trade, which is basically assassin skills, kill all the goblins, you know, and they're like, hey, do you want to loot them for resources? Lou's like, sure. He does that. They give Lou some resources, and it just turns into a bunch of different loot. They decide to stop there and head back to the manor for the day and call it, because they don't want to push their luck, and they've done enough, they say. All right, cruising along. Chapter 1. Accepta. It's nice having an editor, man. I didn't have one before. I did it all myself for years. And then my wife started to help out, which was great, but she didn't really know what she was doing at first either. So like my first series, Earth Online, they're all short novellas, 20,000 words, 25,000 words each. Horrible, horrible. But I keep them up there just to remember it, because I don't want to forget how shitty I was. It's a visual reminder forever to see what it was like. One day, I might make new ones of them just to make them better, but I'll leave the originals up just for S&Gs, you know? Here we go, here we go, here we go. Cruising along, cruising along. You know what's crazy is my edits are so... This may seem like it's bad, but compared to like when I first started, oh my god, this is like nothing. Like nothing. Do 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 do. Okay, so here's what's going on: is they head back to the Count's manor, and the Count. Like, hey, let's eat, and Chef Pierre's made a meal for them. So they sit down, they eat, and yeah, check, 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 check. The first they go to the bathing. Yeah, that's right. They go to the bathing house, then they go eat, and they eat. And that's it. They retire for the night, and then they go back and delve the tower some more. They do that over and over again, and then wash, rinse, repeat. Man, this light is killing me. Let me turn that over there. That's better. Okay, and then after a little bit of that, the next day, Lou goes down in the kitchens in the morning to make breakfast, and decides to show them how to make the 100-layer croissant. So if you've seen Yakitate Japan or anything, you would know that reference. But it's a croissant that you fold over and over until you have 100 different layers of butter and dough. It's fucking delicious. Oh my god. Some of the food I ate when Maggie and I lived in Europe, just thinking about it, oof, so good. Anywho, that's all, cruising along. Lou goes out for a walk, eats his breakfast, thinks about things that have happened, decides to go through some of the loot that they made, that they received from delving the tower. This is the loot, whatchamacallit? This is the loot descriptions. It's funny, you can miss things here. What did I miss here? Wait, what did I miss? So what's missing? There's a line here, but I don't know what it is. So show what it is. Oh. There we go. What else? Ah, okay. Yeah, I don't want to miss any of those. So what did I miss? Yeah. Well, I agree with that. Okay, well, I guess we just have to leave that one. I don't know how to get rid of it. So kill, still going, still going. These are the things he received. They got from the spiders they killed. Eggs, legs, carapaces, poison sacs, and so on. They're going to be used for resources for magic, resource creation to make food and stuff, other things with. So, you know, should be good. Well, I agree with this. I don't know how to change it. Cruising along, cruising along. I know this is a boring stream. I just gotta do this, you know? Okay, so Lou goes through the resources and it's like, ugh, this is nasty. But, you know, he learns with his system prompts that he can use it for his creation magic. And he's like, well, might as well try it out, you know? How do I... Oh, here we go. Check. Check. Wait, I think I went down too far. Okay, here. Aha, here we go. There it is. Man, I wish I could just approve all of his changes with just like a, yep, I trust you, brother. But, you know, this is good to go through it all so you remember, you know? Okay. This is his character sheet. If you're gonna write LitRPG, people want stats. And not only they want stats, they have to make sense. Stats that have to make sense. You can't just plug them in and be like, here it is, if it doesn't mean anything. When I write, I keep in mind, in my head, like I have a running mathematical equation of like how things are going. You know, it's just something I do. So everybody doesn't do that. You have to find your way, whatever way you think is good for you, you know? Like I said, everybody find their own way. Okay. Let's see something here. See if anybody is watching. Oh, nobody on the Kick. Nobody on Twitch. Hey, Dio, what's up, brother? Dio. Book 2 has been done. 2, we're just doing the editing. Tomorrow, back to 3. Diddy Kong, man, not Diddy. I'm not changing it. I'm not changing it. Not doing it. What else? What else? Blah, 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 blah. All right. Hey, whoever's watching on Kick, thank you for following. And yeah, cruising along, cruising along. Blah, da, 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 da. Restaurateur. I did that. Yeah, we got that resolved. Boom. Check. Trash. Boom. Okay. 15. I waited 50 minutes for my fondant today. I know Jacob's from fucking Poland because he gets my like god references, my goddess references and like deity references. It's not that Europeans are more intelligent or anything like that than Americans. They just have other shit they learn because there's a lot of history. They have a lot of fucking history they go through. I mean, they don't believe in freedom, but hey, I'm kidding. A little bit. All right. Cruising along. All right, they are now. Lou went back and he's having breakfast with everybody. They're all down at the table now eating. Right here. I mean, I should be fine. I don't see why it's not letting me do it. Can I just tab? No. That would be cool. That would be too easy. So they're having breakfast, and this is where Lady Cecilia asks him about the Christmas ball, and he's like, "What the hell are you talking about?" And she's like, "You gonna go?" And he's like, "No." And then her dad and mom are like, "You should go, definitely. Hey, really?" And it's more of like, "Yeah, you should go." It's not a question. And then Lou's like, I'm old, I'm not like some young man like these chicks, but they kind of ramrod him into it, and he's like, "Hey, I guess if you guys are gonna make me, but just so you know, I'm not really into it." And then it's a thing where he's like a teenager, and he's like, "I guess I'm into it, but I'm not." So he's like, "I guess I'll take her, but doesn't really want to." And it comes the thing, and blah blah blah, and then he goes to. Oh. Wish I could find out where this indention is. I don't know. All right. So yeah, that ends up, and they finish like, "All right, you're gonna go, and now we go clothes shopping at some point." And so the next day, they meet down in front of the manor house, and the Countess is like, "Hey, let's go. We're going shopping." And he's like, "What? We all are?" And she's like, "Yeah. Who do you think was gonna pay for it?" So they get in. They drive over to the. They get in the carriage, and it takes them over to the shopping district, which is like a secret kind of shopping area for only the wealthy. So that happens. I think I figured it out. I just delete that thing and then do a quick bonk bonk. Yeah, so she takes them there. Keep going, cruising along. Only 170 something pages to go. So they're shopping. They take him to the places. Lou goes with Lady Cecilia, her mom, to this one place, and then the other guys go another place because that is for the Griffin and the. Why can't I find this one? There it is. Boom. And they separate, and now they're heading to this little shopping area that's this little store that's a little bit off the beaten path from where they are. And cruising. This is still them arriving at the shops. This is them. They've arrived at the shops. Huh. Where is this one? Here, here, here. Aha! Man, I should wear my glasses. Oh. Snap, dude. I'm still at 0 drop frame rate, so I guess the stream is definitely going better. I mean, it's definitely not dropping. So, I don't know. We'll see. So far, so good. This will make a big difference during the podcast. Alright, so they make it to the new store. Lou goes with the Countess and the daughter, Lady Cecilia. And they go in, and it's like a really gay, flamboyantly gay elf dude who's like the shop owner. And he's like, alright, this is not my kind of shop. And they're like, oh, Lady Cecilia, Lady fucking Cerulean, I know, he's been so long, blah, blah, blah. And they do that thing that people do when they meet, you know, like, oh my god, I miss you so much, blah, blah, blah. How come I can't get it? Yeah. Okay. There we go. All right. Da, 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 da. And the elf's name is Picard, like Captain Picard. So he's a big, bald, skinny gay elf. Maybe, maybe not. Who knows? You know, he could be like a whatever. And Lou's like, whatever, man, this isn't my thing. And then he finds like this other place, and he goes through these doors, and there's another elf there. And this one's a chick named cruising along. He hasn't got there, but when he hasn't got there yet. While he's in the room with the one elf, they're all like, hey, look at all these clothes. And it's all like really pink, floofy, medieval wear. He's like, none of it's for me. And then he takes off and makes it to the other room by leaving them, which is like the other side of the store. And he sees another elf, which is like a hot goth chick elf that reminds him of Jennifer Connelly and 80s movies. And he's like, whoa. And he goes in there and goes shopping and finds a suit, like a 1960s, 50s newsman's black suit with a cloak and top hat a la Tuxedo Mask from Sailor Moon. And he gets that, and, you know, flirting, blah, blah, blah happens. That's this next little bit as he goes through the things. What else? A little bit of banter, goes through things, yada, yada, yada. Yeah, it's called the Continental suit, which is a suit after my own heart. I love them. I think they are beautiful suits. I think if you can wear a tailored single lapel suit in either charcoal gray, jet black, navy blue, tan, or stretch. Linen. A linen suit's dope. It's a perfect suit. Nothing's better looking than a continental suit. But again, that's not my opinion. People have their own opinions. But these double-breasted bitch-ass suits, they're fucking ugly as shit, man. My opinion. IMHO. And I'm pretty opinionated. But, you know, I don't really care what other people's opinions are, too. So it's like, be as opinionated as you want, you know? What I believe should no effect on what you believe. You know, it's beauty of life. Okay, this is Lou. He goes through a little bit with the Patricia. She's like, you're picking that suit? And he's like, yeah, it's dope. And she's like, well, you sure? There's a lot of context for that suit. So the context I put with the suit is if he gets it, he's basically going to support the elven rebellion against the main elf homeland, which is this. And I kind of leave it really ambiguous so they think it's like a gay thing, a trans thing, because I want to make people kind of like talk some shit, and it's funny to me. So, you know, but they come out being like, oh, it's you support the elven rebellion, not this. Oh, okay, cool. I get it. I think it's funny. And so people's preconceptions and notions, while Lou's like, I support everything. I don't know. Okay. So yeah, I think it's funny. But whatever, you know. Whatever's clever. See? Oh, I believe in everything, Lou said. I just don't want any frilly clothing. So. Cruising along. They leave the store. As they leave, encounter Cerulean's talking to the hot elf's brother, the gay elf, and they're like, "So glad you're here." Blah blah blah. They make it out of the store. They go to the center of the shopping area, and Lou meets back up with Ragnar, Diddy, and Blanca Fang, and they all bring their stuff, get back in the carriages, and head back to the Count's Manor. And on the way back, they're like, "Hey, so about that Christmas ball?" And Lou's like, "Yeah, I guess that's what we're doing, huh? Sounds good." Check. Cruising along. Okay, here the Countess talks. This is the first real interaction between her and Lou without her being around. And the goth elf girl and Lou's like, "Hey, awkward." So that's still that they haven't back up with everybody yet. That happens after this, which is my bad. Do. Got it. Look at that, cruising along. Chapter the full. Here. Ooh. Yeah, this is where they meet back up. Stretch. In the plaza, Lou meets back up with the rest of his party, and they start to head back to Le Manor house. I'm gonna have to take a break in a minute. This is taking forever. This is, see, for everybody if anybody's watching, editing is so much more boring than the writing. The hard part, this is the hard part. The fun part's the writing. Just for you, for future reference. If anybody's like, "Hey, what's the hardest thing about being a writer?" The editing. It's definitely the 100% the editing, because it is so monotonous. It's just go through and reread it. Now, for the editor, it's pretty monotonous, but at least they get to read a new story first. For the author, i.e. me, I've read the story so many times, and I've gone through it in my head so many times. It's like, come on, man. But that's part of it. You need that fresh set of eyes that can look through it and find all those mistakes that you miss because you've seen it so many times. Okay. And that looks good. Take this and add it. Let's check how this other one looks. Yeah, good. And okay. Oh. Cruising along. Yeah, I'm sorry. It's boring. It's just, is what it is. Like, just writing. You know, this is the boring part. Sorry for anybody who's watching the stream and expecting to hear something cool. Yeah, just gotta do the work sometimes. So, what's going on? What's going on? Okay, yeah, so they get back to the center, they meet back up, and then Diddy and them, they all show each other their outfits that they've got. Diddy's got a Bam Bam one, Blanca Fang's got like stretch. Like a bloody cover himself in blood one, like a meat one, and Ragnar's got like one. It's kind of funny. I don't know if you can tell, but I am tired. This is not the funnest part of writing. But this is the part you gotta do. It comes with it. You know, the good and the bad, right? I mean, I'm just rambling so I don't have dead space, you know? Okay, here we go. Cruising along. Check. There we go. Sometimes you gotta figure it out. Fix that. Oof. Okay, cruising along. What happens here? They go back and delve the tower again. This is... before that, they go to the guard training area, and they train with the guards for a bit and do like calisthenics and get some strength, build their strength up, and figure that out. Not figure that out. They just do that. So ever since they were jumped by the thieves in the last book and got beat up, all the guards have like vowed to like get stronger and stuff, so they got stronger. And they've the Lou and company have decided to join them with all their stuff. So they're doing that. They're training now, and okay, we are cruising. Still 0 drop frames. I mean, I don't know. I guess upgrading the internet is a worthwhile expenditure. At least it seems to be, you know. Let's see. Let's put this over here. So I'm just trying to keep myself motivated. I just don't want to do this because I hate editing. So I'm just trying to be like, yeah, it's fun. Having a good time. We are having a good time doing this. Is why I write, so I can be at home, right? There we go. Chapter 5. Here we go. Cruising along. Okay, so after they go work out with the guards and stuff, they head back to their rooms, clean up, shower, do all that good stuff, and then leave the mayor's house, and go back to their restaurant in building and start getting back to work, cleaning it up, remodeling, you know, doing all that fun stuff. If you've ever opened a restaurant or any kind of business, you would realize or know the amount of work it takes to open one is a fuck ton, a metric fuck ton. Having opened many restaurants in my day, from every aspect, from down to dishwashing to general manager, the amount of work it takes to do it is a lot. Writing a book is cake in comparison. That's not true. Writing a book is fucking hard. It's just a different kind of hard. Different kind of hard. Not a better kind of hard, just a different kind of hard. Rolling. Okay, Chef Pierre, they go remodel, do renovations at the restaurant, and they're gonna open. Head back, and Chef Pierre makes French-style cuisine, Provence, the province of Spain, France, and he makes like all these classic French dishes that Lou taught him how to make, and explain how to do it, what the ingredients are, and all that, and just deliciousness. And if you read it, you will probably be hungry afterwards, because that's how good the writing is there. But yeah, no, it's really delicious stuff. So honestly, you could actually, if you're reading this book and you wanted to make any dishes, you could use them as like recipes. Just saying, if you wanted to, that option is there. If you have a rudimentary understanding of cooking. That's why I wrote it like that, for those who are the experts and the newcomers. Ask not what your country can do for you, but what you can do for your country. I always found it interesting that the New Englander accent was almost like an Asian man trying to speak English. I'm from Boston. I don't know. That's just my take on it. It's a funny thing, I think. They make fun of Chinese people for like messing up their ahs and stuff, ahs and L's. But then you go to like Boston and they're like Boston, had, ka, like that's dumb shit. Just saying. You said restaurant. You said restaurant. Oh, you said Harvard. How about them apples? It's funny. I'm from DC originally, and well, that's where I was born anyway. And I always forget they have an accent there, and when you hear it, you're like, oh shit, that's right. Those dudes say stupid shit too. Everybody says stupid shit everywhere. So what's happening here? They eat. Lou asks some questions about some things, and they have to go meet this lady who's a chef, because Lou wants to go talk to her about some things, blah, blah, blah. And yeah, there's that. This is while they're eating the meal. Then after which, I think the Count wants to tell them a story, if that's correct. Oh, they talk about the Elven thing, the rebels, Lou's outfit, yada, 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 the girl. It's kind of a thing. Cruise it along. Almost done with the first 45 pages. Only 150 to go. Makes me sad. More food stuff. Oh, there's a food fight. They have a big food fight, which I find highly entertaining. I use food fights a lot because I think food fights are one of the most enjoyable expressions of anger and enjoyment. Like, it's not just the food fight, there's so many reasons, for a food fight that just aren't good or bad. There we go. And moving on to the next chapter. Killing it. Stretch time. Oh. Still at 0 job frames. I mean, like, I don't know. I'm pretty excited that that's working out so well. I'm glad that Spectrum's increased internet actually makes a difference. What's going on? They finish dinner. Head back to their rooms, go to sleep the next day. They go back down for breakfast. And The guard captain comes, like, hey, she's like, blah blah blah. He's like, what's going on? And she's like, you got to go. They need you at the meeting with the other nobles. And the count's like, oh shit, okay, well, I'm coming. And so he leaves, and they leave Lou, and he's like, all right, deuces. So they take off. Lou finishes breakfast with Lady Cerulean, Lady Cecilia, and his other companions. And then head out to back to their place and get it going. No, they don't go back to the restaurant. They go back to the tower. They decide to go delve the tower some more. It's tower delving time. And they go back and they start from Lou says, hey, Lou's got an idea about like why his magic works the way it does. We should get resources, and I'm gonna try something. They're like, oh, okay, because he's figured out maybe if I make stuff with the things from the resources that I actually from the world, not things I create, they'll be stronger. And that's the hypothesis he comes up with, and they decide to start testing that hypothesis. So that is what they are doing here. They go and delve the tower from the first level, and they're just going to get a bunch of resources so they can use them for cooking, practicing cooking. Do 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 do. Oh man, I'm tired. An hour of editing. Man, an hour of editing is so less enjoyable than an hour. I'm turning this other light off. It's too bright. I'm messing my eyes up. It's way less enjoyable than writing. Okay. I'm sure I'll feel better after we hit 100 pages, and I'll be like, oh, it's nothing. It's all downhill from here. But like, when you're going up the hill, it's a lot harder than going down the hill. You know what I mean? Although, you know, most people get injured going down the hill. They don't realize that your front muscles aren't as well muscled as your back muscles. Because most people don't walk backwards, and they don't walk on an incline or a decline. So they harvest a bunch of cave spiders, basically. They run through the tutorial level a few times, harvest a bunch of spider legs and shit to use for cooking. And then they switch and they go to the first floor and fight some more goblins. Do 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 do. And then here they decide to make a quick cooking pit thing where they decide to make a camp cooking area where Lou uses his resource magic to create a pretty advanced camp cooking area, basically a camp kitchen. And they're making crab. They're using the spider crab legs to make a dish, but it's going to be a play on Japanese style crab legs because Lou thinks they taste like Japanese crab. Where is this one? There it is. Got it. There it is. Got it. Got it. Chapter 7. So they make them, and they're like, oh my god, these are delicious spider crab legs. I never had anything like it. Even though they're not deep fried chicken legs, which she is in love with, which I am in love with. I think deep fried chicken is the best. Fried chicken is the best kind of chicken. 100%. Do 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 do. So, those nameko are a special kind of mushrooms from Japan. Nameko, nameko. They get attacked out of the blue by monsters. They happen to be small cave driders. Driders are half spider, half human monsters from... If you ever played Dungeons & Dragons, people would recognize the reference. And yeah, this is them. But these are adolescents, so they're like baby driders. So they're getting attacked by baby spider monsters, which they're going to kill with extreme prejudice, despite the fact that they are babies. My wife sent me this funny, what if you went back to kill Hitler as a baby? And you were successful, and he's like going for a job interview. And he's like, hey, I'm sorry, I can't hire you. And the guy's like, why? He's like, since you killed baby Hitler? He's like, yeah, I'm amazing. I killed baby Hitler. He's like, yeah, I don't know what that is. All I know is you kill babies. I don't know who Hitler is, but it's fucked up. He's like, it's baby Hitler. Oh, yeah, if I kill baby Hitler, he never existed. It's a funny little meme. You know, it's the whole time travel paradox thing. If you're successful with a time travel paradox, you're the only one that would ever know, right? Because everybody else would assume that the paradox is just reality for them. You know, that's the paradox, right? Paradoxically. God, how many of these are there? There it is. So, the Driders come and they fight them off, and they attack them after, you know, they come, and they're like, hey, what the heck's going on? So that's what happens next. They're like, we're fighting the Driders, blah, 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 blah. And then they decide to use them, get the resources, use them for, like, cut them up for resources, you know, harvest them for resources. What's wrong with this one? Let's see. Oh, I see it. Derp derp. They fight the Driders because Blanca Fang was bringing them back because she was scouting the cave, and then her and Ragnar get in a fight afterwards because she brought the Driders to their camp. And then they get calmed down. They're like, hey, what's going on? This shouldn't have happened. Let's figure out what's going on. Let's stop fighting. So that's what they do next, is try to figure out what's going on and stop fighting. And Diddy's like, doop 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 doop. Life is good. I don't know why anybody's fighting. I'm always so happy, even when I'm bashing monsters' brains in. That's Diddy. Can you sense the psychopath? Maybe life imitating art, imitating life, imitating art. Chapter 8. Stretch. Oof. Ah. Okay, okay. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Cruising along. Cruising along. Oh, not too many on this one. We're just cruising. All right, so they search the cavern. They find. They go back to where Blanca Fang found the. Basically found the arachnids. The Driders found her and chased her, and they go back and they find a tunnel. They're like, hey, this tunnel wasn't there before. They're like, she's like, no shit, I told you that. They're like, well, let's go check it, and they do, and they follow it all the way to a cliff's edge overlooking another goblin encampment that shouldn't have been there. And they go, okay, well, let's go after it. And Demon Rue and accidentally leans into Blanca Fang, touching her in the no-no place. And she's like, hey, get off me, say no ecto gamut, which if you've seen Fifth Element is a reference to that. Because, you know, it's funny. So they develop a shock and awe tactic, which is basically overwhelming power. If you've ever been into military tactics, it's what they use for Desert Storm. And they rush in and just kill everybody as quickly as possible with overwhelming force. So that is that. Lou here is where Lou learns that he can just summon crossbows, like have a bunch of preloaded crossbows in his inventory and switch them out with his magic on the fly. So he basically has like unlimited ammunition and firing. Well, until he's out of, you know, ammunition, basically, until they're fired. And yeah. So he basically plays a tactical role while the others take the frontal role and are like the damage dealers and the tanks and such. We are cruising along. Still moving. Ugh. Chapter 9. Deep Fried Phoenix. This is where they kind of go. Deep Fried Phoenix. They're just. Here's some stuff. What happens in the tower? You're like, hey, what's going on with this? Well, their tower reshuffled. That's what happened. That's where the goblin came for. The new tunnel came for. That's why the Driders are there. There was a reshuffling of the tower, which means that like all the levels changed and things, and they explain that. And they're like, oh shit, well we better get out of here and see what's going on, you know. Let's see if maybe the mayor knows something. Which is what they do. I have to turn this other light off too. It's like messing with my eyes. Or maybe I should just take a break. What are we at, an hour and 13? I don't want to take a break yet because I want to get to like a number count. Let me see. Let's do something. Let's just cruise for a second. Here is the recipe, the explanation of the grilled spider leg they made. That was like the Japanese king crab. Oof. Tired. Let's go. Come on. We gotta knock this out. Oh, fuck. Okay. So the food they ate, some of the bonuses was giving them, he gave, because remember Lou had F here, right? All their stats increased by eating the food he made a lot. So he went from F to C, along with the training with the guards has raised his stats a little bit. And then you can see where it's intangibles and gross question mark is because they used to be S. Now, the game has changed, so they say. proven edits. Over and over. Over and over. Proven edits. Over and over. Over and over. Okay, that's that. Okay. Here we go. Here we go. So they're explaining that they don't know what's going on with the tower. Why is it like this? How come it's reshuffling? What the heck's going on? They have notes from, they're getting messages to their HUDs from the system, and it's like, hey, basically here's a new setup. All the new floors have been changed. Instead of floor 1 through 100, they're now 1.001, 1.002. So basically they added the decimal system. So now there's 1,000 levels per floor. So each floor is now there's 100,000 levels. But even more than that, each of those levels is different now when they go through because they're self-changing. So all the levels now there's basically an infinite number of variations per level of the floor, so nobody can map them anymore, and there's like a whole economic thing that's going to happen to Seoul because of it, so everybody's like freaking out, though they don't know that yet. That's just a little economics lesson from the person behind the mirror. Pay no attention to the man behind the curtain. He is just controlling everything. Okay. Tomoe. Cruising along, cruising along, cruising along, cruising along. All right, here, Lou meets with the goddess again, and she kind of goes, hey, don't you know what's going on? I'll fill you in a little bit here. She tells him what the tower change is all about a little bit, gives him some insider information, and goes, all right, take care, good luck with that. Oh, yeah, by the way, check your HUD again. You missed some stuff about your cooking. You might want to look at that. And Lou's like, huh? I looked it all out. Oh, I guess I should. And he realizes there's a party bonus that they get. Wait, no, not yet. This is something else. Yeah, no, they get a party bonus. So if they stay within a certain distance of each other, they all get a bonus to their strengths. So that's in there. And oof. Then he's back. That was a little interlude with his goddess. Then he's back in the tower, the white space of the tower with the rest of his buddies. He's like, hey, I figured out what's going on. They're like, oh, yeah, what? He's like, here, it's this. And like, that doesn't make any sense. He's like, yeah, I know. Check your thing. We have a party bonus too. What? Your sponsor? The goddess? What? And so there's a little bit of interluding, talking, yada, yada, yada. Ugh. So here they explain the tower changing again. Lou goes over for him. They're like, dude, what are you talking about? And they go, did you just talk to a goddess? He's like, yeah. They're like, oh, okay, just checking. And it's kind of like what happens there. Chapter 10. 71 of 90. Ugh, fuck. All right, I need a timeout. I am beat. I need to stretch and do some things. Everybody that's watching, all 3, 4, 5, 6 of you. Hey, cool, 6 people are watching. Thank you. I'm gonna take a 5-minute break because I need to stretch and get out of this thing. That's an hour and 20 minutes of editing. back at 12, 26, 27, and yeah, be right back. And I don't know if you've noticed, it's a lot easier to write than it is to edit. Easier is the wrong word, and more enjoyable. back. Here we go. Let's write some more. Well, let's do some more editing. We back. Do. Let's go. Here we go. Okay, this one is they cruise through the caverns. They find a settlement that's under attack. This time, though, it's by orcs. And they're like, hey, let's do it. And Lou's like, hey, yeah, let's go. I've got an idea. And they decide to do a wedge tactic, which is like a wedge, make it a wedge, and the point, the spear, basically. And they find they're orcs, and they go attack them, and they try to stay within a certain distance of each other because they have the party bonuses. And yeah, so they rush across this open plain to sneak attack these orcs who are attacking this town, and they kill them, and they win because, you know, they're the heroes. Hence, the whole point of the story. They get a little hurt, they get a little okay, blah, 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 you know. There's some dynamic tensions. I gotta turn this light off. It's probably gonna mess with my camera, but, like, I don't know, I can't hardly see the screen, so it's like I'm missing the things, it's just messing me up. Let's, There we go. That's way better. I know you can't see me as well, but that's just way better for me. Sorry, here we go. So, they beat the crap out of these orcs. And yeah. And Lou tells a story about when he was in the service, and then they kill some stuff, and then they decide, hey, you know what? After we kill these orcs, we should harvest them for resources, which they do harvest them for resources. Yep, killing. Thanks, G-Force. I hear ya. I might stop at like 100 because I am not feeling, then do the rest tonight or tomorrow, or just take a break and come back and do more later. You know, that might be a thing. I think I might do that. Just come do to page like 100 and then take a break and come back on later tonight because I am burning out. I know I want to finish it today, but I don't really feel like doing it all day. Because, what are we at, an hour and a half? It's not that bad. Well, let's just keep going, see how we're doing. Let's exercise that tumor. And if anybody doesn't know what that's from, I highly recommend the movie Kindergarten Cop. Phenomenal movie. Arnold Schwarzenegger. He is a police officer who goes undercover as a cop in a kindergarten, obviously. Okay, what's going on here? Why can't I get this? There we go. Aha. And there's a line that says, you know, headaches can be a sign of brain tumors. And Arnold's like, from the kid, it says it, and then Arnold goes, it's not a tumor. That's so stupid. That's such an idiot. I love it. Hey, you know, you love what you love. We all know what we know. It's not a tumor. Hey, it's not a tumor. Governor Arnold. Some of you may not remember that Arnold Schwarzenegger was the governor of California. Let's see. Yeah, they're attacking the orcs still. Another orc attack. I mean, it's just another process of killing animals. No monsters were harmed in the making of this book, except for all the ones that were killed. Stupid. killing monsters. Here's a little bit of Lou's philosophy comes through here. He's like, hey man, don't take yourself so seriously. You're not that important. That's just one of the things he learned when he was in the military by one of his old teachers. And one of the things I live by is, hey man, you're just not that important in the grand scheme of things. Don't take yourself so seriously. Everybody's got their own shit going on. Your shit's not that important. But, you know, it's still important to you, so don't give up on it and shit. Just, you know, it is what it is. If you fuck up, I'll save that for tomorrow's writing tip. You're not that important, Snowflake. You're not that special. Doesn't mean you aren't special. This just means you're not that special. Yo soy includado. I am making up includado. And here, the effects of the crab they made is wearing off, and they're feeling it. This is during the fight. So yeah, since the buff goes away, they don't have to stay as close together anymore. And so Ragnar jumps up to the air and does like some dive bombing runs with his new magic and stuff, and kills more orcs. Picks them up, drops them from the sky, makes like orc paintings on the orc graffiti, if you will, Black Rock orc graffiti. Ragnar, and then Diddy comes and punches fucking orcs in the back of the head. And with his iron, you know, armored fist, and Blanca Fang runs in her dire wolf form, chomping and smashing and swamping, and they save the remaining villagers. And then they're like, thank you so much, and they ask him questions, hey, what's going on? How are these things here? Blah, 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 blah. And yeah, because they haven't read book 3 yet, they don't know about the tower shuffling and all that stuff like we do, you know? They're like, we don't know what's going on. Okay. Here we go. What's going on? They explain some things like, where is everybody in the town? How come there's not more guards? Shouldn't there be things? They're like, well, something happened. The mayor disappeared. Blah, blah, blah. We are alone. Yada, yada, yada. Then something else happened. They're like, oh, shit. And this is where they learn about the tower restructuring around here. They're like, we don't know what happened. Really, something happened, though, and the tower restructures. Like, they learn more. Like, it's, oh, shit, this is a big deal. It's not just a little thing, you know? And they explain it all, and they're like, hey, yeah, the mayor disappeared. These people disappeared. Those people disappeared. Blah, blah, blah. Deputy mayor is named Caleb. Vice commander, vice captain of the town guard is named Chong, like Cheech and Chong. Caleb and Chong. They explain everything. Lou and them are like, all right, cool, let's rebuild your town. I got some special magic. Are you guys hungry? I can make us something to eat. Just help me gather all these orcs up. And they gather all the orcs up, build piles. And Lou starts to do stuff. And he's like, hey, I got this idea. Maybe we can chop up these orcs and they might taste good, you know? This is that's in the next chapter. This chapter, like, hey, let's just help him clean up. Oh, all right, well, woohoo! Diddy's like, yeah. 82, cruising along. Oof, there we go. Ugh. This is where they do the cleanup and uses all his magic to help them. A couple times he almost shits himself, ends up not doing it. Cruising. There it is. Okay. Yeah, here's where they smell the orcs on the fire pit that they're using to clean up the bodies, and Lou's like, "Hey, that smells like fucking bacon." Like, "Hey, help me with this," and they start looting all the bodies and using them for resources. And they're like, "Hey, we're gonna make some Black Rock orc food." Basically, is the basic gist of things. And then I have a lot of running pork and orc jokes. Hey, is that pork? Yeah, pork, not orc. Pork, orc. That's the joke. Pork, orc. Okay, cruising. Let's go. When Lou asks them to stop throwing the orcs over the fire, there's a couple guards doing it. They fumble the bag, trip. There's like an orc fire thing. It's funny. That happens here. I don't know if you can tell, but this is so hard for me to sit still and do this. This is like the worst kind of work for me. I am not an editor. In fact, when I got out of college, I had like a thing with a magazine, and I was like, yeah, this is not my cup of tea at all. I just don't have the patience for it. Like, if it wasn't for my work, like this being my work, I probably would not want to do this. Like, I wouldn't want to do this at all. But since it's my work, you know, I'm a lot more invested in it. But yeah, somebody else's work, you could just go suck a dick, you know? I have zero interest in that, you know? I love giving advice, but I have zero interest in, yeah. This is for everybody's reference. The loins of a pig in reference to loins of an orc. I think people get a kick out of that. So they get a bunch of orcs and they start butchering them all up, you know? It's time to start piecing them apart, you know what I mean? There's a funny Chinese Kung Fu movie where they like, there's this like inn appears out in the desert, and in it, there's like all these beautiful women and like stuff, and it's like doesn't make any sense because they're out in the middle of nowhere. But it comes out that they're all monsters, and they're all like pigs and ghost pigs, and they like eat people, and that's where all the food comes from. And I find that amusing. I know, it's sick. It's sick. I'm sick. They finish chopping them all up and do all that stuff, and Lou goes, "Hey, I'm gonna make food for everybody," and he does. Rosinians are the people of the town. Cruising along, cruising along, cruising along, cruising along. Here we go, here we go, here we go. While they're eating, getting a little drunk, they break out the beer and stuff while the food's cooking, and they explain in more detail everything that happened the previous day into why the town is in the state that it is, and yada 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 yada. Gotta buy the book, folks. Gotta buy the book. I'd appreciate it. 13, lucky number 13. Do 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 do. What are we doing here? Yeah, they're making food. He's still making the food here. He's still making the food here, as they say in Down Under here. Or is that more like South African? Ah, look down here. South African's a weird English dialect, man. It's like, it's not British, it's not Australian, definitely not a fucking American. It's like the Nazi version of English, because there were a lot of Nazis that flew down to that fled to South Africa. And yeah, for sure. And anybody who says that's not true, you don't know your history, bro. You don't know your fucking history. Same way that there's a lot of Nazis that went to Argentina, and Nazis that went to fucking all over South America. And the ones that came here, fucking the whole space program is from Nazis. Werner von Braun, man, he's the reason that America has fucking rockets and shit. Learn your history, ladies and gentlemen. Learn your history. Where is this at? Oh, italic, that's what it is. So it's here. And then here. And here. Yep. All right. Cool. So Lou's explaining about the best way to barbecue pork, or orc, as you say, and breaking down the orc with Coca-Cola. That is a excellent way to tenderize meat, because Coke is basically just acid, sugar and acid, and sugar turns to acid when you add water to it, and it'll just eat through the beef, so it tenderizes it really quickly. That's why people use Sprite, soda, things like that. If anybody was curious, as they say in South America. Curious. Motherfuckers gonna be talking shit about me. No, but seriously, Coke is a great meat tenderizer. Ugh. 92. 98 to go. So, 98 to go. Still cooking orc. Talking shit, cooking orc. Still talking about orc. And they're talking about now it's time to eat. Explanation of the rest, or the information of the recipe. God. Ugh. Jacob, you are the shit, sir. Thank you so much for doing these edits for me. You and my wife are the best people for helping me do this so much. Thank you. It is so much effort. Okay, let's pop this over to my handy dandy second file. Oh, there's a writing tip I'll give for people tomorrow. Yeah. Have a second screen for all your shit when you're working. It makes it a big difference. Makes a big difference. Still eating, still figuring stuff out. And then everybody's drunk. And then after they eat and drink and everybody's drunk, they just say good goodbyes and leave the tower and head back to the White Room. 95. Oh. Head on a swivel is a very popular term for anybody who served in the military. Keep your head on a swivel. Looking around. Don't get complacent. Keep looking. Yo. Now they're back in the White Room. They decided to leave the White Room and head back to the Manor House. The mayor's Manor House, take showers, clean up because they were covered in filth and they're exhausted. When they go down for dinner, the Counts and the Countess and Lady Celia there, and they relate what happened in the tower, and the Count's like, oh shit, what's going on? This is bad. And he shares a look with his wife. They're like, hey, uh-oh. And the Count's like, hey, let me tell you something that happened when I was an adventurer, because the Count's like, I used to be an adventurer, and here's what happened when Lady Cerulean, his wife, this is how they first met. They used to be, whatever, they were both adventurers, champions, actually. So here is where the Count starts explaining, hey, back in my younger days, this is what I used to do, blah, blah, blah. And they're like, oh, yeah, what's that? And the wife and daughter are like, oh, here's my Count. Here's my dad. He's just going to start rambling again. And he's like, no, listen, let me tell you the story. And he goes on to explain what happened then, who they are, how classes work, how the ranks work, blah, blah, blah. It goes through it all. Basically, it's a small info dump, not a full big info dump. Trying to keep the story moving along. Okay, edit. And then after the little info dump, they go back to their rest. They go to sleep tonight. Next day, they wake up. They head back to their restaurant inn and begin remodeling and doing all that stuff again because it's still not ready yet. A lot of work, but thankfully Lou has his creation and spatial magic, and it makes everything a lot easier. And they go through it, cruise through it throughout the day. But the best part is Lou's good enough with his magic; he doesn't almost shit himself every time, and but he gets low on mana. So that is a win. Ugh, okay, here we go. 3 more to 90. 3 more to a hundo. Let's go. Cruising. Okay, this is them. They finish doing work at the place, then they head back to the Count's Manor, and once there, the Count's like, hey, Lou, I need to talk to you a bit. And Lou's like, ah, shit, okay, I was hungry and tired, but let's do it. And the Count's like, so, walking, how's everything going? Blah, blah, blah. They have small talk, and he's like, hey, shit's gonna hit the fan, just so you know. He's like, what? Oh, no, that's crazy. And yeah, basically it's a lot more long-winded than that, but that's the gist of what happened there. And he's like, hey, guess what? What? When I was your age when I was doing this, we had a tower restructuring too. Oh no! It was like crazy. Hey, let's go back inside and tell everybody so you don't have to tell me twice. And he's like, all right, I guess so. Yeah, okay. And he's like, yeah, and then you know what? What else? Who do we know that's above level 99? Nobody. He's like, yeah, it's crazy. There we go. So they have a little talk and they head back to the dining room. Chapter 15. 101, 89 to go. Let me stretch. Let me stretch and drink some water. Okay, here we go. See if anybody's watching, anybody have any questions. I need a moment to breathe. One on El Kikorino, uno, El Twitcherino, uno, and one on YouTube. All right, cool. Well, thank you for watching. I appreciate it. And if it's whoever it is, thank you. All right, cruising back along. All right, they go back inside and start eating again, and then the Count decides to tell them what he was telling Lou, and they kind of go into that. Let's go. Almost there. Da-da-da, da-da-da, da-da-da. Do. Okay, what's going on? The Count starts talking about things, explaining how the tower levels work, how it used to work anyway. And Lou's like, yeah, I had no idea of any of this. Thank you so much for your expertise, Count. Okay. Then, what happens? I think... Oh, stretch. What are we at? 2 hours? God. Oh. My back. So tense. Okay. Let's just finish this page and chop for a minute. The Count's telling his story here. This is where he switched point of view to him as first person, or like third person, from the Count's point of view from when he was younger. This is going back in time. Back in time. There we go. So this is him coming to Helter Skelter, arriving, or the Imperium City, arriving way back in the day and meeting his clan that was there, and then going off and making his own way in the world. But he was different from Lou because he was trained for his whole life since he was born to become a champion and go there. Some of the people were, some weren't. You know, it's pretty hit or miss. Kind of like birth. You know, some people are lucky enough to be born to families that are pretty great, and some aren't. You know, and that's just how it works. You know what I mean? Luck of the draw. Luck of the draw. His name is Cliff Cerulean, the mayor. His champion name is the Azure Shadow, so that's what he calls himself. He goes by the Azure Shadow. The Azure Shadow. Who knows? The Azure Shadow knows. Shadow knows. $85 more pages, y'all. 85 more pages to go. 85 pages to go. I think I might stop soon. I'm pretty burnt. I forgot how long this takes, and it's not fun to have to talk the whole time while doing a stream. I don't like it, but that's okay. So the story here that Count Cerulean tells is when he's at Azur's Shadow and he's like traveling in his party, he meets Lady Cerulean, but she's not called that then. And she joins their adventuring party, and he like falls for her, and they're like he like asks her on dates all the time, and she says no, until one time she finally says yes. And when they go meet for the date, the place they meet for the date at is attacked by a giant Godzilla kaiju, and the party has to get together and fight the monster. But it's not just any kaiju; it's one that they just fought recently that almost killed him, and he has to face his fears and do it. And then they kill it, and then they end up like falling in love and blah 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 blah. And that's the story that he tells. But it's also consistent, important because it's when the tower was reshuffling back then. So it advances the story. It's not just a random filler. You know what I mean? Some people just put random filler stories. They've not done that a lot of times. But this is not random filler. It's there for a raison to give backstory to the characters, so you can relate to them, and then it matters if they die. Because I'm gonna try to kill some people later, and if you don't care about them, it doesn't matter if they die, right? Little writing tip: if you're gonna kill somebody, it only matters if it's somebody that people can care about. So if you're gonna kill somebody, make them care about them. And they'll be emotional. Otherwise, there's no point in killing somebody. It's just writing. You can kill any there's a Star Trek premise where, if you ever watch Star Trek, any of the people that go on the missions to the planets or anything like that, they're side characters. They're like extras. They always wear red shirts. It's a red shirt theory. So you never want to be the red shirt on an away mission because they're throwaway characters. They always die. It's like the scary movie. Oh, the black person always dies first in the scary movie theory. You don't ever want to be that guy. Yeah, don't be the red shirt. Get it? I think it wasn't until Jordan Peele. Yeah, Jordan Peele's nope. When he's like, nope. That stereotype was a little bit was not changed, but leaned into in the right way. They're like, hey, yeah, you're gonna make us that stereotype? Then hey, guess what? We ain't doing that shit. Nope. Run up the stairs. Nope. That's a good movie. That creepy one with the fucking girl in the fair thing. Ugh, going into the fair and becoming the monster chick, and when she wasn't the monster chick, and then she was the monster chick the whole time. Like, fuck. How fucks with that? The body snatcher thing. Like, not only was it the body snatcher girl the whole time, the real girl came back, but the body snatcher girl was the one that, oh god, that was so creepy. Like, the body snatcher girl takes her place as a baby. I'm sorry if you've seen the movie, it ruined it, but takes her place as a kid, lives her whole life with them, and then the girl lives the body snatchers, comes back, take her life back, and the body snatcher girl kills her. It's yeah, man, that's like one of them fucked up twists. The good guy does not always win. Sorry, it makes me like chills thinking of that. Boof. 17, 113. There we go. This is so many. They finish just telling the story. They're back at the meal and back into the present. Sorry, I'd be more talkative, but it's just like you gotta focus on this shit so you catch it, and then you have to read the sentences, make sure they make sense. So it's just a harder thing. So, I would love to just read the whole thing the whole time, but I really gotta concentrate a little bit. So that's why I'm just kind of rambling as I go. And then after this, when I'm done, I'll go back through the top, scan through it another time to make sure it looks good before I save it and send it back to them. And then I think Jacob, the editor, will probably look through it again, do one more Oh yeah. Our kitchen needs to be able to serve 50 plates of food in a timely manner within 15 minutes of guests ordering. If this restaurant fills up all at once, we will need to be able to cook for all the diners in that amount of time, Diddy said, emphatically nodding to himself as he spoke. That's right. Sort of, my good Bonobo princeling, Lou praised with a grin. But that isn't all of it. We also have to be able to wait on them without incident, clean up, reset the tables, bring the next set of guests, and wash, rinse, and repeat all... Okay, I need to add all throughout service, throughout the night. Does everyone understand why there are only 10 tables? So here I go into the restaurant theory of why tables matter and like not just fitting a restaurant with as many spaces as you can, because the kitchen has to be able to serve the food in a timely manner. If you have too many people and you overload the kitchen, it fucks it all up and everybody has a bad experience. I opened this restaurant back in the day. I used to work for a company called Levy Restaurants, a corporation, and they do all the food and beverage for hotel, a lot of arenas, football stadiums, things like that. And one thing they got, I was a manager in Disney, and they had me at this place. We did like 26-30 million dollars a year. It used to be called Fulton's Crab House. It was at downtown Disney in Florida, and I was one of the managers. And once a year, we would do the U.S. Open in New York because Levy Restaurants was the ones who handled the dining for it. So I went to New York that year and did open this steakhouse called Champions, which was in the Billie Jean King Stadium in New York City in Flushing for the U.S. Open. And you have to get a restaurant open within 2 weeks. And it's a fine dining restaurant, not just any restaurant, fine dining. We have like, $100 steaks. We had a celebrity chef, who's running it. And we had to hire the people, get them trained, do all the shit, blah, 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 in 2 weeks. And it's only for the U.S. Open, only for the 2 week. 2 weeks to get it going, 2 weeks for the open, and then shut it down. But the shitty work when they're in a union. Sorry, just the truth. If you don't have to do it, you're not gonna. Vegas was the same way. Fucking Vegas, stupid. Anyway, so the point is, I was trying to explain how to open this restaurant and how we should set it up, and they wouldn't listen. So they just stacked it full of fucking full of tables and put as much seating as they could, because that's the idea. I'm like, yeah, I understand it's only for a little bit, but every time there'd be a break in the tennis match, people would flood into the restaurant to eat, and they would fill it up so much we couldn't get them food out fast enough for them to get back to the tennis in time. So that first couple days, it was a shit show until they finally decided I was right. We took half tables out, and then it went smooth, and we made a bunch of money. But it's just, the thing is, sometimes people in charge, they focus so much on how much money you make, they don't realize how the actual things should work. So yeah, rambling. Here is... So talking about Christmas ball, talking about the restaurant, talking about doing things, blah blah blah. Lou explains how the restaurant's gonna work, and they go back to the place where they're gonna have the restaurant, and Lou decides to give some training and ingredients and stuff to everybody, and they work all that out. Ragnar is able to turn himself into a humanoid form with this new magic now, so that helps a lot. And yeah, they're figuring out they're gonna open the restaurant soon. They have the ingredients from the tower, and even though the tower's kind of crazy a little bit, they're not gonna stop their own plans, So yeah, so now they're there. They did all that. And now it's like, hey, we're hungry. Let's eat. And that's after Lou's showing them proper etiquette and restaurant stuff. Hey, leaving? It's my wife. She's leaving. She hates it when I talk to her when I'm on the stream. You want to come give me a kiss? Okay, 120, 69 more to go. Oh, look at this one. Jacob, my boy. There was only like 2 things on this page. What is up? Let's effing go. All right. Goes over that. Talks about soft openings, how kitchens should work. I'm on one leg. That's why I keep on almost falling. I'm doing tree. If anybody does yoga, they would know what that means. Or, whatever. Standing on one leg, switching legs. It's good posture. When you work from home and you sit in a chair all day, I highly recommend standing and doing stuff. I give that as one of my tips, writing tips, and you'll see it, man. If you ever go to a con and you go visit your favorite writers, They have what I call a writer stoop. Even they don't do this. They do this. Not me, motherfucker. I'm 6'1", and I'm gonna be until I'm fucking 75. So, or 81 actually is my goal. In shape to 81, like a boss. Lou goes and explains the idea of Kaizen, which is a Japanese process or a Japanese idea where you just do something over and over again to perfect it, but you never can reach perfection. So basically, you're just doing something forever. But it's the process of doing it to reach perfection that is the joy, not the actual perfection itself. You want to relish in the ideas and the things that you make and create, but it's the journey of creation that is the real joy. Which I get as a writer, I get it. It's for me, like I'm not like one of these Zogarths or Alarons or any of these like 20 book people who like write a series for 20 books. It's just I have so much stuff I want to create because at the end of the day, I write the stories for myself. You know, these are the stories I want to. I'm like, man, you know, it'd be cool this, and that's the story I want to read. So I write that for me, and hopefully, there's enough people out there in the world that like things that are similar to what I like. But if not, I'm still gonna write the story I want. You know, but the truth of the matter is, there are enough people like me out there that like the stuff I like because it's a gigantic world, and they don't tell you this as a writer or a creator or anything. You don't need 1 million followers or 1 million billion people to like your stuff. You need like 10,000 people. That's it. 5,000, 10,000 people. And you just got to put stuff out regularly. Like for me, if I put a book out, I have about 5,000 dedicated Amazon followers, right? Dedicated. People who like my stuff. Whenever anything comes out, they buy my books. You know, buy them. Even if they have Kindle Unlimited, they buy my stuff. So that means every book I put out, I make 15 grand right away. Ish. 10 to 15 grand, depending on when I put the book out, if I'm mid-month or whatever, you know. Sometimes it's basically in 30 days, I make about $15,000. That's just from the people who like my book, who are my fans, I would say. That's 5,000 dedicated followers. When I double that, which will be 10,000 soon, next year or so, that's 30,000 per release, right? And that's just for them. That's not the residuals, because each book I make now about 20 to 30,000 off residual. So it's really all you really need is 10,000 dedicated readers, and you can make a pretty good living for yourself as a writer or artist in general, you know? But getting to there takes a while. And ideally, my goal is I want about 50,000 dedicated readers, and then I make 150,000 per release, put 2 books out a year, and that's it, you know? But, you know, hey, until then, it's the grind, you know? It used to be back in the day, most people should know this, writers only put 1 book out a year, you know? And that was, you waited a year for the next one, and that's just how it worked. Famous authors put 1 book out a year, and that was it. There's just no ifs, ands, or buts. And then that changed with Amazon. Amazon changed that because content became king. And, you know, when content became king, that's what it did. All right, so here, Lou is showing the menu for the restaurant, and he goes through and he's showing them how to make what. And right here, he's making, what does he make? He makes a deconstructed buffalo wings. They deconstructed though, so, and they're like, well, it's delicious. And then he makes lobster thermidor, but with spider crab. And yeah, what else? Yeah, he makes a wedge salad with orc bacon. Yep. Okay, chapter 19. It is 126 of 89. Ugh, so tired. Do I keep going or not? What do we think? Should we keep going or not? I think I should keep going for a few more minutes and then take a break. Because I think we might cruise out of this bitch today. If I keep it cruising. Here he's making oh, he's still making the lobster thermidor with spider crab. Here is more skill upgrades. Ugh. Fixing the stuff, fixing the stuff. Fixing it, fixing it, fixing it, fixing it, fixing it, fixing it. Sometimes my headphones cause my head to like, I don't know, like when you're flying in a plane, you know? Okay, whew. That was a lot of motherfucking mistakes. Alright, talking about how great the food is. Tteokbokki is Korean rice cake. Delicious. Highly recommended if you like food. Check out Korean delicious food. Rice cake is delicious. Chewy. It's soft. At the same time, it's some of my favorite food out there. Coreano as in Espanol. Funny, I was in Cuba with my wife and her parents a few years back, and we were walking through like one of the squares in Havana, and this lady, this Cuban lady, was doing hair out there for, you know, all the tourists, and she goes, "Oye, chino, donde? Ay, chino." And I stopped to look at her. I said, "No soy es chino, yo soy coreano." And she stared at me. She goes, "Oh, se habla español, blah blah blah, coreano, yeah." And that was pretty funny. Which is, yeah, chino. Chino is like, there's a real big Chinese population in Cuba, South America, Mexico, stuff like that. A lot of Chinese. So they call all Asians chino. If you think Americans are racist, dude, fuck. But, you know, I was like, I'm no chino. I'm not Chinese. She's like, ah. It's funny. There's nothing wrong with being Chinese. My little brother's Chinese. His mom's Chinese. It's cool. I just thought it was a funny thing. There's nothing wrong with being anything. Well, there's a few things, but I'm not going to get into here because it's not racist. It's just I'm a little anti-pedo in my world. I'm not a big fan of that. But you know, hey man. That is another topic for another day. You know what I'm saying? Baba Ganoush. All right, here they go back to the residence and see Count Cerulean and Lady Cerulean and talk about the Christmas ball. Sworn Lou's like, ah, fuck, Christmas ball, yeah. So yeah, that's that. All right, for now, the Count's gone and meeting with other nobility because he has to discuss the tower issues. And so Lou has a couple meetings with, he meets with Lady Cerulean, the wife, and then has some like hormonal shit, which he gets over after a little while. And on to 131. There we go. What do we have left? Oh, 67 pages? Oh, God. Ugh. 60 fucking 7 more pages. All right, after... I need to take a break. Fucking... I need a break. I'm just saying, I need a break. I'm burnt. I'm burnt. I'm burnt. I'm burnt. What time is it? 1:18. We've been doing this for 2 hours, 16 minutes. 60 more pages to go. I'm gonna take 5 and come back. So still 0 drop frames. So the streaming is, I mean, the internet, the increase in spectrum is working. All right, I'll be back. All right. Here we go. I'm burnt out. I don't want to do this anymore. Let's do a few more. Let's knock out chapter 20, and then we're going to call it a break, okay? Chapter 20, and we call it a break. Call it a day. So here, they head back home, and then they go back home, rest, decide to delve the tower again for more resources and to get more powerful. So this is all them delving the tower, which is, you know, fighting the dungeons each level. And they're going through each level and gathering resources and fighting monsters, basically. And they're restarting from the first floor, but there's 0, but they go and get going. Well, no, they go and they start at the second floor. Sorry, not the first floor, the second floor. And they get going and start killing stuff. Redelving the tower. Here they kill a bunch of goblin stuff, but he's like, I don't want to eat these. They all stink. I bet you they taste like they smell. But they do have salt and pepper that he gets. Dried black salt, rock salt, and dried goblin pepper is what they get. He gets from them. Okie doke. And he's super excited because, hey, we got real salt and pepper. Just so everybody knows, in the restaurants, the main ingredients in everything you fucking get is salt, pepper, and butter. Salt, pepper, butter, and oil. So those places you love, the food you love so much is like salt, pepper, butter, and oil. That's why you love it, because it's just like taste bombs in your face. And it's nothing against the restaurants, you know. I mean, I know all the secrets. I did it for so long, but it's just they overwhelm your palate with flavor. It's why people think things are so good. That's how McDonald's works. How all these things work. There's a science to food, and it takes away from the beauty of cooking. But whatever. When you know the secrets, it's like there's a when you figure out how the sausage is made, the sausage loses a little bit of its appeal. It's still delicious, but, you know, sometimes you can't just... Sometimes ignorance is bliss. It's like in The Matrix when Cypher's sitting there eating the steak, talking to Agent Johnson or whatever the fuck his name is. And he's like, this steak, I know it's fake, but it tastes so good. You know, it's like that. You don't want to know how the sausage is made sometimes. I'm sure there's some people watching me do the stream and be like, fuck, this is how he writes a book? This isn't romantic at all. I don't want to fucking do this. Whereas some people will be like, oh, that sounds like a great job. You know? It's all in your perspectivo. Perspectivo. Alright, so here we meet some more Tanukis. Mickey and Micah, their sister and brother. And because they make it back to the town. That town. And while they're there, they're like, oh shit, what's going on? There's something going on that the town's changed. There's some new people there. And it's now controlled by other people, and there's other people in charge, and they say, hey, you guys are here, you go over here and help that way, that's all. And they look down on Lou and his companions because they're a little bit lower ranked than they are. And Lou's like, whatever, and they move on, and they decide to go meet to where they get directed to. And they meet these Tanukis, and then Lou's like, you know what, maybe I'll cook something while we're here. Everybody's fixing the town up and doing it, let's make everybody some food. So he makes a cave spider and makes a she crab stew with it. She crab soup, Maryland she crab soup, which is like crab stew. But the version I make is a twist on it with, it's like a cross between conch chowder, she crab stew, and New England clam chowder. So it's like a cream-based spicy stew. Seafood stew. I find the original she crab soup to be kind of meh. Pretty mid. Most New England food is kind of mid, unless it's like super, super fresh. Sorry. Just is the case. Well, I like it when there's only like 1 or 2 things on a page. I can cruise through. So what's going on here? Oh yeah. So they go to the town to help, and the town gets under attack, and they have to go defend it, and they defend it, but they're attacked by imps, and they end up defeating the imps, and the Tanukis, Mickey and Micah, like no magic, and they blow them up with fire and shit. But Lou's like, hey, what are these things? That smells like chicken, and they catch all these imps, use them for resources, and now they have demon imps that they're going to use for fried chicken. Demon imp fried chicken, if you will, which is something that I love. I am a fried chicken guy. So much work. Okay. Character sheet. Update character sheet. Update character sheet. Character sheet. Here we go. This is taking forever. That's okay, cause I'm done soon. All right. Do 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 do. Jacob, when I see you next, thank you again for the editing. Stretching. Okay. Da, 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 da. All right, let's take this, and all this, and we're gonna put that into the other file. Why do I do this? So I can look at the things and make sure they are making sense. I would like to make sure that the character sheets are updated correctly. It sucks when you read one, it's just the same one as the previous one, so, oh yeah. It's always great too when your editor likes the book. He's like, hey, I like the book. I'm like, sweet. That means it's good. Because they do so much reading that like they get real jaded about shit. So if you ever have an editor, it's like, yeah, it's fine. Then it's not a good book because they read so many, they get derivative. So if you have a really new concept, occasionally you get a like, hey man, this is good. And they're like, oh, thank you, man. I appreciate it. It means a lot to hear that from you. Not like it's more from somebody. Well, it is more. It means more because I don't know if it means more. It just means a lot. That's all. Kentucky Fried Imp. So he's making Kentucky Fried Imp right now. Then they head back to their home, and they figure out they get a rested bonus from staying there, a la any MMO you've ever played in your entire life. Makes them even stronger. So basically, the more they're at home, the stronger they become. You know what I mean? So it behooves them to stay. Stay at home. You know. My hope with this book is it's only three books, the series, but that people are like, I wish it was longer. That's my hope. I wish it was longer. That's the goal at the end of it. I wish there was more story. Okay. Okay, Lou, Patricia, the elven goth chick, comes over with his with everybody's clothes and shit, and asks for a tour of the place. He does that, and explains how restaurants work a little bit, how the concept of a waiting room, and yada yada yada, and sending people to the bar, blah blah blah. He goes into a memory of working for a Michelin star chef and how that went, which fucking sucks working for Michelin star people. They are... Talk about a diva. You want to know divas? Fucking chefs. Fucking divas. Diva motherfuckers. Nothing's worse than a male fucking diva. Ugh. So goddamn fucking gay. And not in like a homosexual way. Gay in like stupid 90s South Park gay, like annoying. They want like all the same colored M&Ms, stupid shit like, oh, I can't make this food with this at this time of the day, yada yada yada, I'm an artist. Oh, I can't work today, blah blah blah. Just dude, I've worked with some real motherfuckers. That like, such motherfuckers, like their food wasn't worth it. Just wasn't worth it. Like I'd rather go get McDonald's than deal with these divas. Lou puts on the outfit he gets from the suit that's delivered from the store from the goth chick, and he's like, wow, I look gay. Oh well, it's what it is. I kind of look cool. So yeah, there's that. And then he there's some knocking at the door to the restaurant. Goes down, check it out, and it's Blanca Fang, but it's not. And he gets attacked. Surprise, ninja! Surprise, ninja! Have you seen that fucking white lady on TikTok? I am ninja, ninja. It's so funny. I love that shit. People make me laugh, man. So the doppelganger Blanca Fang lookalike comes in, then there's ninja assassins come in, try to kill him, and he's like, oh no, and then I didn't tell you that everybody had left for a while to go do shit, and now I'll lose alone. Getting attacked. Oh, I'm so glad there's less edits the further we go. Nope, maybe not. I think it's just heading 1. Well, we'll leave that. Oh, that's why. Well, we'll just leave it there for now. So Lou's attacked, fights off the assassins for a bit, you know, barely. Then comes the backup to come to help him, and Diddy, Blanca Fang, Ragnar all appear like, hey, we're back. What's going on? Who's this attacking you? Blah, blah, blah. Vampires? What the fuck are we getting attacked by vampires for? This is crazy. We should go ask the Count about it. That's later on. Ugh. Almost there. All right. Unbeknownst to Lou and everybody else, Blanca Fang really hates vampires and stuff. Like the direwolves hate vampires. Go figure, you know. So she comes back and beats the shit out of this doppelganger imposter. They kill the assassins, and yeah, that's that. Moving along. Stretching my lower back. That's why I look like I'm bending my lower back, as I am. Ugh. Let me stretch again. My back's killing me. Ugh. I'll be right back. Okay. Yeah, I got a pull-up bar in the other room that if you hang for it for a few seconds, it like resets your back. So yeah, it's nice. Let's knock this out. They don't kill the imposter. They interrogate her for a bit because they need answers. But Blanca Fang is like, you better hurry because I'm going to kill this bitch. And yeah, that's that. Cruising along. And next page. Ugh, here we go. Here we go. They learn about not much from the from killing the doppelganger. They don't learn all that much, but they do learn that somebody sent her. They just don't know who. Staring at the computer screen all day is giving me a headache, but it's not a tumor. Ah, you see that? That's a callback. You want to use those in your books because people like them. It makes them feel like they caught a secret. Oh, I caught that. Look, they used that thing that they used earlier. Ah, I remember that. Makes them feel more part of it. Nope. Okay. There we go. Next page. And we are cruising along. 157. Ugh. Let's go. Okay, now they're sitting at the bar having a drink, and they're like, well, shit, that was something. And Lou's like, yeah. And they talk about it, and Lou had made a keg because you need beer for a restaurant and booze, even though he's 15. Yeah, I know, but they fight monsters, so I think he can have a drink. Oof. And yeah, basically, Lou waterboards the demon, the thing, and they're all like, holy shit. And Lou's like, what? And they're like, nothing. He's fucked up. Yeah, it's kind of fun. They're like, we didn't realize Lou was such a fucking crazy motherfucker. And they're like, well, oh well. And Lou's like, hey, man. And then they all get drunk and go to sleep. And the next day they wake up. They're like, oh, I'm fucking so hungover. And Lou's like, here, I made everybody whatchamacallit breakfast. A greasy breakfast to help with everybody's hangovers. And then he makes fun of them for all being hungover because they don't know how to handle their liquor. And yeah, that's that. So now they decide for today they're going to head over to the Adventurers Guild and join it so they can start trading in unused resources for other stuff because they were told that it's like a good place that they'll buy their other resources. So they're like, all right, let's do it, you know? See something, yeah, comments are there. And yeah, so they go there, learn some things, and join the Adventurers Guild. Here, they're going in there like, hey, there's a fee. They're like, a fee? And she's like, yeah, fee. And they're like, hey, what about for champions? Like, oh, fee's waived. And she gets kind of mad. They make fun of her because girls go to the bathroom. Then they get joined. They look at the book. Blah, blah, blah. They join the Adventurers Guild. Next page, 25. Oh, man. I want to be done. I'm over it. I want to be done. I'm tired. Okay, I think I might stop for the day. I'm pretty much crapped out. This is them. They're the Adventurers Guild. They're going through the initiation process, showing them around, showing how it works, what they can do there. The layout, yada, yada, yada. Basically, introduction. Da, 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 da. They meet the guild master, the vice guild master, all that stuff. Ah. They never actually meet the guild master. They never actually learn his name, I don't think. I think it's kind of a thing I did. I think I might be finished after this chapter for the day. I'm actually getting antsy. I don't want to do this anymore. I think I might go for a run. So here they go to the trainers, and they're separating different groups of different trainers for different positions, blah, blah, blah. Lou talks about how long it's been since they've been there, joins the trainer, they go over that. There's another trainer girl there, she's kind of a bitch. Talks about that. Alright. I think I've reached my editing limit. 2 hours and 43 minutes is, past my patience of not creating new things. Oh. And I'm hot. I need to fix this air conditioning unit. Just turned off. Hold on a second. Woo! Alright, got that? There we go. I'm getting so antsy. Getting down to the end here, and I'm like really quitting. All right, hold on a second. I'll be right back. Man, I'm getting so antsy. Like, my shoulders are so tense, my back. I've like sat here for so long. It's just like, ugh. All right, let me finish this and I'm done for the day. I gotta take a time out. Maybe I'll hop back on later. Maybe I won't, but definitely tomorrow. But yeah, this is so much more work than writing. Brother Jacob, you are the man for doing this for me. I know you get paid, but still, it's awesome. And so at the Adventurers Guild, he meets his trainer and he says like Ghost is a bitch, and they have to go get tested there, as well as like back in the tower, but it's just for the guild itself. Trying to figure out their true power because they're more of a working guild. They're not part of the Tower Imperium. The first test is dodging clay pigeons that are like electronic, digital, not digital, like magical clay pigeons that he has to jump out of the way of. And then next is a magical kettlebell lifts to figure out his strength, but he kicks ass at it, so it actually raises, like his actual skill is, his skill doesn't meet his physical ability, so they actually change it because he's better at it and make his physical body stronger, so Lou gets a little bit stronger. Aha! So they adjust his body to his form, you know, it's like kind of the bonus. Yeah, so he goes from like C rank to like B rank, A rank to A rank, because his actual body skills is really low because he's just like a weak human comparatively. And we are cruising along. So anyway, Lou goes through a whole bunch of pain to get the bonuses to a body, but he's like, yeah, it's definitely worth it. Totally worth it. Oof. And we're going almost there. Oh my god, Becky, look at his butt. Her butt. His butt, her butt. I like those TikToks where it's some like dude rapping and he says like some gay shit. He's like, oh, sucking a cock. I mean. It's funny shit. Well, this page makes me want to stop. Oh my god, look at all these edits. Almost there. Let's see something real quick. Let's go all the way to bottom and see how many they are. Still a lot. Oh no, there's so many. There's so many. Alright, you know what? I'm fucking done. I don't want to do this anymore. I'm tired. I'm gonna take a break. I might come back later in stream or tomorrow and stream. I'm definitely gonna be back tomorrow and streaming. But today I only have a few pages left, but I'm beat, you know? I don't want to do it anymore. Thank you for watching, everybody. Twitch, YouTube's, everybody who's watching. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Yeah. I think I'm gonna call it, and I will be back later, and I'll finish it up. Nah, let's just keep going. Fuck it. I'm almost there. I'm almost fucking there. Make a decision, Gabe. Make a decision and stick with it. I think I'm gonna quit for the day. I don't know. There's not so many pages left. I'm just over it. You know? Just over it. More about the guild and the training perks and da-da-da-da-da. Adventurers Guild's this, Adventurers Guild that. They go through the second floor. They show where all the things are. Girl's still being a bitch. But that's okay. Because Lou's like, whatever, I'm doing great. Because I just got buffed up and life is good. Oh. Almost there. Come on, you could do it. You could do it, man. This is the song, man. This is the one that like gets me a little bit of energy. All right, okay, I can do a little bit more. Let's go. A little bit more, a little bit more. Just a little bit more. See, now it's over there. I'm probably going to crash. Yeah, this song does not have the same motivate you. Go. Let's go, you know? Motivate you and go. So they leave the training hall, head back home, go to sleep, wake up the next day, head over to the mayor's, talk to him about the assassination attempt and stuff, but he's not there. Actually, nobody's there except for the guards. They're like, hey, we'll come back later. And then they decide to head back and we'll go back to the Adventurers Guild. Take some missions. Because that's one of the things they learn there, is you can get missions. This isn't as good as the other one, but it's not bad. This song is okay. I can go with it for a few minutes, maybe. And chapter 28. They choose a D rank mission, and then they go off to do it. They meet the Tanukis. They come do it with them. Mickey and Micah. Oh, here, look. Their god is the god of Raijin. You get it? Ding, ding, ding. Wing, wing. Chicken dinner. Winner, winner. Chicken dinner. They all go in the tower. They go to do it, and yeah, they are. Oof. Delve in the tower. They all go back to the White Room, and they appear in this new area, big stream, sun, all this stuff, and this is where they meet Tribbles for the first time. Tribbles. Almost there. Okay, they fight the Tribbles, and it's kind of a thing. They almost die. And they're like, hey, next time we should probably be better prepared for that, basically. How much is left? We're so close. So close, folks. So close to being done. One more stretch. Let's go. Let's go. Finish it up. Finish it up. Do 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 do. Oh, my neck is killing me. I can't finish the last 5 minutes. I got this pain in my right shoulder and my wrist and my neck from like staring at the screen, and it's like just getting to the point where it's annoying. But I'm so close to being done that I just gotta finish it up. There's like a few pages left. Okay, so they go back and they kill the Tribbles, and they go, okay, we're gonna do that better next time. And they head back, and he makes Tribble food with. He makes food to eat the Tribbles with. He makes drinks, a sour strawberry beer that goes with grilled Tribble meat. He thinks. Lou. Woo, motherfuckers! We are basically Dunzo. Oh, shit. Book 2, editito by Yo Soy. I am. Thank you, Jacob. Just a little bit more, and we are donezo. Oh, I'm so glad. I'm so glad I didn't stop. Oh, I'm so glad I'm almost done, because I don't want to fucking do it again. Tomorrow, I just want to get on to book 3. And that'll take a few days, because I'm going to take my time. I'll edit, like... See, tomorrow is 29, 30, 31. That's 3 days. I'm going to do 3-day edit. And that will let me be able to start the new book on the 1st. So, they fight the triples, go back home, invite Micah and Mickey to come. They eat the triples, make strawberry beer, and decide to go back to the tower the next day, which is what they do. But when they go back home to return for the night, the Mayor, Lady Cecilia, and them are there to like, hey, we're here to check out your restaurant. So, yes, that's what's going on. Okay. And they're there. He's like, hey, what's it called? And they're like, we don't know. And he's like, how about the place? And that's why it's called the place. And we are done. There. And, all right, saved. 189 edits, motherfuckers. There we go. All right, let's close this. Let's save this. Shut that. This is save. Put that down. We'll bring this over here. All right, YouTube, thank you for watching. Thank you for watching. I am going to close the window. Twitch, thank you for watching. I appreciate you. We're going to close that window. And Kick, again, as usual, thank you for watching. And everybody, I will be back tomorrow, man. End the stream. Deuces, deuces, deuces. We out. Bong, bong, bong. Take care.